for this schedule for next week? No, that's a different one.
I would say, all right, for children.
There we go.
There's a lot of things there. I'm spending money, it's almost there.
They have lots of good activity.
Okay,
This schedule.
I'm going to just,
All right, for children.
Which one?
Oh,
Oh, sorry, Greg.
last one.
Yeah.
I've never seen the show.
okay, so I'm going to just. There, we are connected and we are live.
You see it, call the meeting to order. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to be filling in, this meeting. Our chair, Kelly, is not well, so we wish him a speedy recovery. So I call to order the Historic Sites Board of the Corporation of the City of Sault Ste. Marie. And we acknowledge with respect that we're meeting in the Robinson Huron Treaty Territory, and that the land on which we are gathered is in the traditional territory of Anishinaabe, known as Powassan. Powassan is the home of Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nation, and the historic Sault Ste. Marie Métis Council. First order of business, could we have any declarations, if you have pecuniary interest, against any of the items on this agenda you see before you? None noted. Hey, I would like, if I could get somebody to move the adoption of this agenda. Brittany? Okay. And seconder. Everyone.
Pick one.
I picked Savannah.
Resolved that the agenda for the Historic Site Board meeting for February 14, 2024, as presented, is approved. Next, housekeeping. You're also in the agenda package was the minutes from the previous meeting. So if I can have a mover and seconder, or anyone who was at that meeting. Other seconder. Good. Okay, resolved that the minutes of this Historic Sites Board meeting of November 8, 2023 is approved. Item 6, any business arising from the last meeting?
I don't,
None noted?
I have none to note for you.
Okay. Yeah, we get the accounts out of it now. So we have the draft year-to-date financials for 2023.
And just on that note, they are draft because they're still finalizing the end of year. But what I did is try to give you a synopsis of, we're pretty close at being finalized for end of year. There will be an official year-end statement where we will be looking to do a total transfer to the trust fund. So the bottom line you see sort of empty, transfer to own funds has not occurred because they're just waiting till they can get everything finalized. And that is the net profit of the gift shop and the net profit of programs and courses. So that has not occurred yet either. So that's why there's a little blank right there. It's on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The one you sent me. You know how much
It's very
I have with the small
Very
print.
tiny when you go through the software program and do this, so. Yeah, so that bottom line, you can see, transfer to own funds has not occurred yet. We're just trying to do some finalization. We have to, you can see under revenue, there's a line that says transfer to 2024. We have a little bit left of one of the grants. So, and speaking about that, I just want to bring your attention to the revenue, the government grants, if you can see, are a lot higher than we ever anticipate each year at the 173 mark. That was also without NOHFC grant. So we are at, in government grants for 2023, 190,000.
Nice.
And those were 3 federal museum assistant program funds. They were our digital strategy, our collections, storage and management, and also our recovery grant. So it's the collections that we're not quite finished with, and we have until federal fiscal, which is March 31st. So we're going to transfer 7,500, as you can see on the statement, to finish off the beginning of the first quarter of this year. So, and I put in at the top of that, just above the 7,500, the 15,000 that just did come in from NOHFC. And that was for our festivals last year. So we did a lot of grants last year. And that's why the revenue's up. Is there any, you know, there, for those, also the expenses were up, so there, if there's any questions, I have full detailed reports, I can find answers for you. But this is a global budget and not the detail, but if you have questions or. It's not official, it's a draft. I do, when I said the transfer to own funds will be gift shop net and program net. So on the gift shop, we were at about an $8,000 net this year, which, you know, it's slowly coming back. One of our highest years, I think, was 12,000, but out of that, we're going to have to absorb the cost of the break-in. So, and we had to pay out to our consigners, and so they're still figuring that out too.
Was that payout already done?
But they've been paid,
Yeah,
yes,
paid.
but we had lost merchandise as well,
Yeah.
plus the break and enter damage. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's sort of a real quick snapshot. No questions or concerns?
Very good, thank you, and now I have a mover and seconder to start the draft.
And it's just a draft, so, yeah.
Draft.
The draft, unofficial, I put in big bold letters on your agenda. Heather?
Second it.
Okay, resolved that the Historic Sites Board has approved the draft, financial statements, year-to-date December 31st, 2022. And continuing with Kathy, if you could make the curator's report for us.
Sure, thank you. The besides all those grants, there's a nice colorful page on your desk. This is also an unofficial. I am still working out collecting all the stats for the year, and this is part of the annual report we do that gets presented to council in May. But it gives you an overview of the kinds of statistics that we calculate and tally. So like total visitation, which the nice thing I've done for you to see is we are almost at pre-pandemic levels. So, and not from walk-in visitors. So it's group tours, bus tours, cruise ships, that sort of thing. And of course, the big festivals. So Poutine and Fall Rendezvous. So those are the way we're bringing in numbers. And slow but sure, you know, we're also bringing back students. The schools are still pretty fund limited for buses and things like that. So, but for Fall Rendezvous, they are quite willing to step up to the plate, and we don't get all the schools grade 7s, but a majority of them. But it does give you sort of a quick overview. I have highlighted in pink at the bottom something different we did in 2023 with Tourism Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma Country. We worked on targeted media campaigns to bring a bigger awareness of the festival. And I have to say that Algoma Country's report to us was phenomenal on the detail. So who as in age, gender, all of that gets reported to us. Yeah, not at all. But anyway, it was beautiful.
Probably
Oh yeah, geography.
Geography.
So that we know in the future where to target our markets for this and the age group. So then that all their social media also linked to Tourism Sault Ste. Marie's, where we had a web landing page, and you can see it actually had about 5,000 users and like 600,000 impressions. And I forget what Algoma Country had as well. So we've tried to put this, oh there, 367. It's on there. So I've been trying to put these numbers together because further down the road, as you know, every year in May, we have to hand in an annual report to City Council from the board and for CMOC, which is our community museum operating grant. So this is an unofficial draft. It was more for your interest. So, yeah. But 31,000 2019 and 2023 was pretty impressive. Took a long ways to climb back up, but after the pandemic. So that was,
I have a question.
yeah.
How long did the marketing go for the Fall Rendezvous? Was it 6 weeks, 12 weeks? Do you remember? Was it a couple months or?
No, it was more like a month.
A month, yeah, so 4 or 6 weeks.
It was end of August and the event was 3rd week of September. With a little more concentration even mid-September.
Yeah.
It was through the NOHF funds that we were also able to sort of spend a little bit on marketing. So we didn't have that approval official until I'm trying to think, August, beginning of August.
Yeah. Thank you.
It just goes to tell you social media works.
And I believe one of
With
the
great
ads,
partners.
one of the ads, you played the video that you put together.
Right,
correct?
yes.
Yeah. And that was.
So
that was
we,
a Facebook
in
video.
2022, we had a videographer come and film Rendezvous and put together a promotional film for us. So that was used in part of the marketing. So, yeah.
Successful.
So that's all in our digital strategy for the future. So that was mainly for your information. Heritage Week is next week. And I've given you a sample on the tables here, yep. To see, we will be, these are our, this is our social media campaign. And we have 3 different. That's just one that we have as an image. It's a provincial wide kind of Heritage Week thing. So Ontario Heritage Trust, National Trust, also could be federal as well, and Ontario Museum Association. So we're all working together, but locally, we will have a social media campaign and an exhibit in the foyer. It will be working hand in hand with Municipal Heritage Committee. So because there are, I think there's 30 some now designated. My promotional stuff says 29, but I think I'm wrong on how many designated heritage properties we have. So, but that's what the exhibit will be. It'll be still photos and some timelines of the history of Sault Ste. Marie and things, buildings. That's our temporary exhibit for next week. I'm just gonna keep going. Is that okay? Please go. We event wise, we have February Sweet Things Tea this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And we've been doing Fridays by the Fire, our lunch and learn on Fridays, and we are this weekend launching the March Break program with the other cultural institutions and attractions. So families once again can buy a pass for $40. And it'll get up to 6 people in their family into 6 places for the March Break. So, and then we have a master schedule, so everyone that buys a pass can see what's happening and what the hours of operation are. So that's going out by press release and on everybody's social media this weekend for Family Day. It's the kickoff for people to buy their passes.
Did this sell out last year? Just the one that sold out?
We had close to 200 passes last year. It's never a sellout because
Okay.
we could sell as many as.
Yeah, yeah.
We could go up to 1,000 if we want to. Because it's a come and go with an adult or 2. So, yeah. And then we just share, all 6 of us share the sales. And so last year, we all got $800. It was a little,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's more a community event, really.
Yeah.
So that families can get into places and not having to pay admission at all of us. That adds up for a family. Yeah, an affordable way to, have some fun. And then following that, we have Easter weekend. We're doing our traditional egg house, and the Bush Plane is doing a festival with the Easter Bunny, so we can send everyone over there to get a picture taken with the Easter Bunny. And the library's doing something, and the plaza and the market. So there'll be lots to do. Up day Saturday. So now the last 2 are on here to remind us that I am going to be asking for you to think about. I need 2 members to sit and pick apart the last strategic plan and help us to start focusing on the next 5 years. So, or 5, we might Usually we try and fall in line with city council. So if we can have, when's the next election? 2 years still, are we only halfway through?
I think it's 2 years.
Yeah, so if we can aim to have it sort of done. And then it's good for probably 5 years or the next city council. So, the nice thing is we just did a digital strategic plan, so that has some implications. And we last year for CMOG did accessibility, so we have those goals. And I have spent the last 2 weeks talking to Canadian Cultural Spaces at Fedner. And so they're willing, both of them together, to look at a huge project in fixing up the blockhouse, putting in a new exhibit, because Mr. Clerk will. And so we don't have our, holographic Mr. Clerk anymore. This board, if you've been around on our board for a while, had to vote in what to do in the interim, so we have a mannequin with a face that sort of maybe resembles Mr. Clerk. But the electronics up there are dying. And so all of that, which I don't know yet what that would be. So we have to think, put your heads on, this is our wish list. I'm meeting with this week an AR company, and they tell me they can figure out a way for visitors to walk through the blockhouse with Mr. Clerk guiding them. So I don't know what that means, but
Special classes required.
I don't know. Anyways, so there's also some accessibility things like the boardwalk that we want to look at. And then the top few items from the digital strategy are tourism related and a website standalone and things like that. So the FedNord tourism growth, those are eligible expenses. So that's where we're heading next. And on top of it all, we got capital money. So this summer we will do the roof of the old stone house and finish the split fencing. So, slow but sure, folks. It'll be ship shape again. The blockhouse hasn't been done since it was moved here and restored. So the windows, the roof, I even asked them if on our wish list, could we have heat? And they said, what would that do for you? And I said, well, we can open the doors year round. And the blockhouse gets closed during the winter months. So if that increases your eligibility for tourism, okay. So who knows what the wish list may have. They all have a certain amount of dollars, so we have to stay within the budget. We'll make some priorities on our wish list. So that's all tied into the strategic plan too. And so we have to review that. There'll be some nitpicky meetings where we tear it apart, look at what we've done since it was drafted, these other strategic plans. So that'll be soon. And that ties in also with CMOG, which is our community museum operating grant and our annual report. And there'll probably be some policies that we're gonna have to review before June deadline of the grant application for CMOG. But we're always in good shape. So it's just a revision, updating of whatever they're looking for. I did ask, I thought we might have an answer for today to see what the province is gonna be reviewing this year. But they said, soon, you'll hear from us soon. So that was all kind of why 4 and 5 were on the agenda, just, that's the hard work we have in the next couple months.
Just checking the calendar. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
You can have them.
Okay. One member.
I will be a second, if you a second.
You probably had to do them for.
I had to.
It's not that you're all gonna not get this work to do, it just means the first rip apart and, you know, take a look at it.
And I don't think I've ever seen it, so
Oh,
I might have some.
and then as we
Fresh
get
eyes
going,
on it.
everyone has to sort of help take a look. If you've done it before. Have you done it? Yeah, well, you,
Gonna have one that's coming up too for,
for work,
yeah.
remember? Were you on the board when we did that last
I
one?
was on one of those committees.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could put my name
Yeah.
down and.
We'll take
We
a,
have two
we'll
for
take a
now.
stab, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just, because it just needs a few of us to put eyes on it, yeah.
And it's a progression,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So we all have to look at it.
And then lastly, it has to go to some departments in the city for review. And then eventually to council, so, yeah.
What's your deadline again for this?
Well, it would be nice if by June, when we apply to the province for an operating grant, that we can say we have the draft done.
Yeah.
Of the strategic plan, it doesn't have to be approved or anything, but. Cause it's
If
outdated,
you go too long, April's not
April's out for you?
for me, yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course.
When do you propose to put it forward for the city to approve? Wouldn't want it in draft format for too long.
No, it will be, my goal would be to have the first draft go through. Prior to us taking stuff to council in May, and I usually aim for later May. Just May is the month, so we always aim for that to make everyone aware. But stuff has gone in June before. As long as we can sort of have something drafted for that June application to the province. So if we have a tighter frame, I'm not as much of a procrastinator. When it, okay, let's get this done. But a true strategic plan should also go out to some of our stakeholders to take a look. So
So you're looking at fall?
I think it won't be in place, yeah, maybe till next year, but
Okay.
I would like to have a starting point, like by May.
And the one that we currently have now, when did it, how many years? It's 5 years, so when
And it expired,
it is expired? Okay.
but nobody is, everyone's giving us grace, like when we applied for those 3 museum assistant program grants. The federal government said, we need to see that you have a strategic plan, so, but everyone's got a grace time because of the pandemic. Because nobody did anything during that time, so,
Well, and
including redo your strategic plan, so.
well, and to get back on your feet, all
Yeah.
tourism
Yeah.
partners get back on their feet, get back in the groove, and then start building a true
Yeah,
kind of plan and vision, right? With new technology and different trends in tourism, and yeah, I can see that.
yeah,
That's good.
I know, it's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
So. Like I even talked to them about, like, it may be as simple even as having, once we get a website and the opportunity to have. A QR code going somewhere, right?
Yes, those would become popular again.
Because you can go through and you can put a little sign near an artifact. And there's a QR code that people can find out more information. So. You have to know, I've just learned how to use my phone with a QR code. But it's the new thing in my brain right now.
It's good for activation. though.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a simple way of activating some space and that's all you.
Yeah.
decide you wanted or able to do something that's a bit more high tech, depending on your situation.
It's also, you know, on the other flip side, there's also a lot of privacy issues with that. So when you scan on a code, sometimes you're allowing access to everything or lots of things that's beyond what you're signing up for. So those are things that,
Yeah.
both sides of the point, right?
My dream,
Let's hear
might
it.
as well put it out there.
That's all she tried.
Would the theater be, you know, like maybe an immersive? You know, when you go, Toronto has all these immersive, and you can go and be right in the Van Gogh exhibit, whatever. I just keep thinking, those paddlers could be right beside me, you know, in the canoe.
I saw the Van Gogh in Ottawa, a little butch.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ready for prime time yet,
Niagara just has opened their power station with all of this. And they do 2 different shows, a daytime and an evening one. And the evening one's more immersive, where you're standing in the water and. Yeah. And
That's
then,
cool.
yeah. And then they open these doors and you walk up the tunnel to the falls. I was like, wow. So, yeah, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
the consultants who redesigned the visitor center, the canal. They were, you know, with blacksmith shops, they wanted to turn that into an immersive theater. But there was just no way anybody in town could maintain the thing.
Well,
So-
that's what we have found, right? Mr. Clerk's hologram and a few things, so that's the other thing, we have to be realistic, but it could be fun.
All that technology.
I know.
A single spider, that's all it.
Oh, I had dared to dream. That's my report,
Do we, thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Was our liaison for the municipal heritage committee?
No, that
Or
was,
have they not?
Kelly?
that was always Kelly,
and
and-
Joe.
but. They just had one last week, and I think Heritage Week was a big topic.
So basically, that is not available for this. And the final item is any new business to bring up.
I just sort of gave it all to
You. Yes, thank you.
in the curator's report.
Kathy's dream list.
Oh. Now, oh, I'll wait till you say next meeting.
Well, that is the final piece of homework here. So next meeting we have scheduled for March 13th.
Yes,
Oh,
but
wait, the
I'm
council-
wondering if. Right at the moment, because it falls right in the middle of March break. And there'll be activities going on.
I know, I'm
You're-
just looking at that right now.
you're
You
more
will be
than-
Doing Hogan's Taffy.
You could come and have maple syrup taffy.
That's right.
But my other mindset was maybe we could tackle some of these policies and strategic plan. And have something started anyways for April. There's nothing urgent for March. So if you want to skip a month,
Makes sense.
Okay.
So that means the next scheduled meeting, April 10th. Right here at the 12 minute.
Okay.
And a subsequent meeting, May 8th. Same place, same time. Okay, can I have somebody to adjourn this meeting? It's hard to be chairman, I was always the one.
and I put you second. Sure. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for your time and attention.
Turn off our live stream.
Once.
Yeah, I can do that. They were waiting.